When the fragments return, they will re-establish the polar configuration. As Isaiah and Micah put it, the ancient heavenly temple will return to the top of the world mountain. John's revelation describes the return of 3 planets, Mars, Venus, and Saturn. The first to return will be Mars, which John calls Abaddon and Apollyon. With Mars' presence over the Earth, the pillar or mountain between the 2 planets will be restored. It will be a fiery blood red. The second planetary fragment to return will be Venus. It will appear as the Queen of Heaven. Thirdly, and lastly, the planet Saturn appears, described as the heavenly city, the New Jerusalem. The returning planets will be seen by mankind well before their arrival in the vicinity of Earth. Their return will constitute grand signs indicating the imminent return of Jesus Christ. It is for the benefit of the saints that there will appear signs in the heavens. The saints will be given the signs and what to look for in the heavens. Armed with what to look for, all those who fear the Lord will be looking for the signs. Among the signs in the heaven will be one grand sign, the sign of the Son of Man. Joseph Smith said that the true saints will understand the sign when they see it, but the wicked will not, attributing the sign to natural causes. The inhabitants of Earth will interpret the sign as a planetary comet approaching Earth. Joseph also said that there may be 2 planetary comets instead of 1. Modern science says it is impossible for a planet to be a comet. Comets are small ice balls from beyond the planets of the solar system.
It was only in the mid-20th century that a scientific consensus emerged on the nature of comets. In 1950, astronomer Fred Whipple proposed a model that came to be known as the dirty snowball hypothesis. Whipple envisioned comets as conglomerates of frozen gases, mainly water, carbon monoxide, and carbon dioxide, together with the primordial dust of the early solar system. But a dilemma had to be solved. Comets lose considerable material at each pass around the Sun. This means that the comets we see cannot have been around all that long. So the Dutch astronomer Jan Oort envisioned a vast horde of icy objects circling the Sun about 1,000 times more distant than remote Pluto. He imagined that after billions of years, one of these dirty snowballs could be deflected from the icy cloud by a passing star. It might then fall into the inner solar system to produce an active comet. As astronomers came to accept the idea, they called this theoretical source of comets the Oort cloud.
However, recent missions to comets have falsified the current model. Comets are not ice balls, but rocks.
The collapse of theory began with the visit to Comet Halley and the discovery of forbidden negative ions close to the coma of the comet. Astronomers were stunned to find that the bone-dry surface of Borrelly was the opposite of the dirty snowball expected. Then the foundations of the Oort cloud theory were overthrown by a series of discoveries, beginning with the recovery of comet dust from Wild 2. The dust could not be distinguished from the diverse materials of planets in the habitable zone of the Sun. In 2005, we fired a projectile into the nucleus of comet Tempel 1. The outcome of that comet visit contradicted every theorist's expectations while confirming the explicit predictions of the electric comet model.